Oh, hot diggity darn. It's another episode of Retroversity. What is this show? This is a live show on my personal channel, DJ Talks Trash, youtube.com/DJ Talks Trash, where we are going through classic movie runs and made you guys vote on it, you guys being the audience. And you voted on the original, now defunct DCEU. We'd gone through, we were doing Krypton Academy before, which you can still find on Patreon as we're going through Superman the Animated Series. And now we're doing the other. So we hit Man of Steel, BVS, and Justice League. And now we're doing the other ones. And we are all the way up to Shazam. And who are we? We is me, your host, DJ Woldridge, and Sal. Hey, Sal.
Hey.
Oh my goodness. Happy Wednesday. Happy post-Thanksgiving. We did a little Thanksgiving catch-up prior to being on the air.
Yeah.
So I won't bore the audience with that conversation. But Sal, I do want to know, before we get into, for people that aren't familiar with the show, we kind of run through the movie and give our thoughts. If you want us to read your comment on the air, if you're watching live, you want us to read your comment, you can do that through the super chat. It also helps support the show. And so we really appreciate that. But before we get into the movie proper, Sal, I first want to know your general thoughts on Shazam / Captain Marvel, the character.
Yes.
And then we'll kind of do general thoughts on the movie. So
right.
Thoughts on Billy Batson / Shazam / Captain Marvel.
Like the comic book character? Like the
yeah.
Yeah, I hate that character. I don't care about him. He's a waste of space. He's a ripoff. Like, he exists to be redundant, and I think the biggest mistake DC ever made was, like, thinking they needed him in any way. And because he's always just been runner-up Superman. I know there are probably a handful of Shazam fans out there who like this character. I don't. Like, he feels like a obvious attempt to get children to read their books. Like, I was never a fan of, like, the make a character that the kids can identify with.
Yeah.
Which may be why I'm like, I have such a weird, complicated relationship with Robins.
Yeah.
You know, because Robin's clearly like, whoa, the children can't imagine themselves as Batman.
Yeah.
They want to be the little boy who hangs out with Batman. And it's like, I don't.
Yeah.
I imagine myself Batman. I don't know. But I don't care about Shazam, Captain Marvel, Captain Thunder, the Captain.
Yeah, the Captain.
At all. None of it works for me. I don't wish he didn't exist, but I think that, like, he doesn't need to.
It's tough, man. It's so interesting because on across the street at the House of Ideas over at Marvel, they have several, I would argue, failed attempts at a Superman analog. We've got Sentry, we've got Hyperion, who's like directly a Superman.
Yep.
Those are the two. I guess Blue Marvel.
They made it. Spider-Man had one too, like in a weird Marvel Knights book where they were like, here's the thing, and I think it was a Skrull. I think that's how he turned out. But but they keep doing that. Like, and I think that Marvel trying to do a Superman is just like a waste of time. Like, Marvel's whole point needs to say, we don't need one.
Yeah, well, and it's funny because you have that, and of course the Sentry has kind of ended up occupying a different space. Meanwhile, over at the Distinguished Competition, they're lousy with Superman.
Yeah,
we've got Superman, we've got Captain Marvel, we've got Icon, we've got we've just they're all over. You can't throw a stone without hitting a Superman.
And you'll get like a strong guy in a cape who wants to do good.
Do you think, I was going to say this for later, do you think Billy Batson, Captain Marvel would have thrived more? Okay, before I get into this question, I do want to, and unfortunately I didn't write this down, so I'm doing this from memory. So any hardcore Shazam fans that are like, wow, that's not how it happened, I apologize. But the Cliff Notes version of Shazam, Captain Marvel, is we had Superman. Superman's the biggest superhero in the world. A lot of people come in to try and take a piece of that pie. And the most successful at the time, that's like a more direct, because obviously we have Batman and we have we have Flash,
the heroes,
But the ones that are directly like a Superman ripoff, Captain Marvel, I would argue, is in the long term the most successful. And at the time, his books were selling more than Superman, to the degree that the reason Superman can fly is because Captain Marvel could fly. Like, that was, Captain Marvel flew before Superman flew, and Captain Marvel was more popular, so Superman starts picking up some what were Captain Marvel's powers.
Right.
And then Oh, then they were, wasn't it that DC sued Fawcett Comics and Captain Marvel was like, hey, this is Superman. And I think they won. Anyway, long story short, Captain Marvel went away.
Yep.
DC ended up acquiring the rights to Captain Marvel. In that, I believe the way it happened is in that window where there aren't Captain Marvel comics, Marvel creates its own Captain Marvel, which makes sense because that's the brand. And I'm not talking about Carol Danvers at the time. This is the
Marvel, yeah,
Captain Marvel, yeah. That character has a long run, and then he ends up dying of cancer or something. Anyway, eventually DC, I think post-crisis, decides to bring back Billy Batson Shazam, and the book is titled Shazam. So Billy Batson's Captain Marvel has like a long tortured history, and I say all this to bring me to this question, Sal. Do you think Billy Batson Captain Marvel would have had more room to thrive over in the Marvel universe?
Yeah. I think, there wouldn't have been a direct replacement who's better in every way.
Yeah.
Just next to him.
Yeah.
It would have given Marvel an opportunity to like play with the character a little more and like make him their Superman.
Yeah.
That said, I mean, the whole conceit sucks. Like a little boy says a magic phrase, he becomes a man, the complications of that, well, don't forget the Ultraverse version, Prime,
thank you because when I was watching I was like, which the frustrating thing about that is, you and I have talked about this before, and I don't know why. It's not like I was a huge Ultraverse fan.
No,
I think it comes from my instinct of, well, waste not, want not. Marvel owns the whole Ultraverse. Use that shit, man. Prime should be in the Avengers.
No, they actually had a character. They had a Prime or a Shazam.
Yeah,
I think his name was Rage. And I think the idea was
that's right,
big dude,
right. Yeah,
little boy. But the problem is, one of the creators still has a piece of that, and he's in jail for.
Was it one of those guys? It was
one of those guys who's like, I like the idea of a big man and a little boy. Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. I know there was some.
That's for research.
Yeah, there was some books pulled from the amalgam compilation because of a similar
because of that one creator,
same guy. And I was like, but does he still get because if he doesn't get a piece, put the books in there. And my understanding was he did get a piece. I'm like, well,
that's exactly why they're like, no, I don't want him to get paid. And I'm like, I get it, but like also it's lost media.
Yeah, the completionist in me is lucky that I already own those 2 issues.
They're not hard to get. They printed 1 million of them.
Yeah, I know.
Like, if you really want to see how Prime worked out, just go to any dollar bin.
Well, I'm talking about the
amalgam books.
I don't have any Ultraverse books. I just think that it's one of those. I think one of the things I like about the DC universe is the arc welding of all these different. You've got Fawcett Comics. You've got the fucking. I always forget
Charlton characters.
Charlton, thank you. Question and Blue Beetle and Captain Atom. Captain Atom is another Superman. I'm like, goddamn. Somebody in the comments, Martian Manhunter. But since Marvel has those characters, it's like use them.
No, I agree. It sucks because like there's a George Perez Crisis-esque crossover between the Ultraverse and the Avengers. That involves like the Phoenix Force. Like it's big.
Yeah.
And they had big plans, and then like the bottom fell out within a minute. Like within a minute of them being like, okay, it's happening. Like they printed a book. It was a single issue of just pinups featuring Marvel characters with Ultraverse characters. Just teaming up, and the Tick also is in it. Yeah. And right after that, they went, nah, never mind. Yeah. It was probably because they were like, it's probably because they knew.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we can't go away, guys. We can't do it. But well, of course, there's the rumors this is an Ultraverse show. Although Sal and I could do one probably.
Apparently, there was a whole cartoon show called Ultraforce.
But I was going to say there's a whole cartoon, and the rumors are, and I don't know. I think I was reading something. This ended up not being true, but like Ultraverse they're printed in house, and they had a very advanced coloring system. And the rumor was that's why Marvel bought them.
That's the rumor. Was Marvel wanted to know the secret of their great digital coloring style. I hear that was false, but I also like that was the scuttlebutt for years.
Yeah, I like that. That's the story.
That's the story.
But as we talk about this, unlike Sal, I actually don't. hate
You don't
the
hate
idea
Shazam.
it's not that I'm kind of like Sal that Shazam doesn't click with me. What I don't hate is the idea of kid becomes superhero.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's merit in that. Like, but the thing is, Sal, if you were to ask me, like, which one of that type of story I'd pull, it's like, well, Darkhawk.
Yeah.
You know, because that's closer to Star Kid. Like, a teenage kid gets access to alien super android. Well, that's fucking cooler than Shazam.
100%, especially because I think Darkhawk was a teenager, so it's like it's a little better. You know, it's like you know what movie is great until Danny shows up is Last Action Hero. Last Action Hero is a great movie if there wasn't a little boy in it, like if he was a teenager.
That was the point of yeah. Well, and anyway, yeah. So like you, Sal, I don't hate Shazam, or I don't want to hate Shazam.
No.
But I also they haven't figured out. They played with it. Like in the New 52, which this movie is very indebted to. Jeff Johns' New 52.
This is Jeff Johns all over. Like this, yeah. I assume Jeff Johns had the most influence over any movie. This one.
Yeah, this was the credited writer is Henry Gayden, but this is the Jeff Johns' New 52. It was Gary Frank was the artist on that.
I believe so.
Right, yeah. It was the backup in the New 50 Justice League New 52.
Yes.
And it is functionally this story all the way up to glow up Sivana. Because for people that might not be familiar, if this is how you know Captain Marvel / Shazam, Sivana normally on the spectrum of bald villains.
Yes.
You know, Sivana leans heavier into the mad scientist direction than Lex Luthor. He's got like he's like a little worm guy.
Yeah.
And not to be confused with the actual little worm guy, Mr. Mind.
Yes.
But in this one, major glow up in the Jeff Johns Gary Frank story, and he's played by Mark Strong here, so he's a handsome boy in this universe.
He's amazing.
Yeah, but don't remember what the point I was making. Oh, so this is very indebted to that, but they haven't cracked. This plays more into the magic angle of it, and I think that's not the worst. I think there's something watching this movie. I felt it too. I feel like there's a way to make Shazam work. You know what Shazam needs? Shazam needs his own absolute Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
Because Martian Manhunter is another character that they've struggled with for a long time, of obviously who looks very different than Superman. His personality is very different, but like almost a complete reinvention.
Yes.
And absolute Martian Manhunter is one of those like, oh, this is what Martian Manhunters needed for decades, is this complete like the core components are there.
I would argue Wonder Woman, same deal, but also yes,
absolute Wonder Woman. Yeah, but like absolute Martian Manhunter,
it's working. It's working really well.
And I think I totally hear and understand it, and I'm inclined to agree with you on Wonder Woman. Martian Manhunter needed it more than Wonder Woman.
Martian Manhunter desperately needed it. Wonder Woman could have used it.
Yeah, and I think Captain Marvel's the same thing. Like, we need an absolute Shazam that kind of like completely reimagines what this guy's deal is.
Yes.
Like, kid says magic word, becomes superhero. That's the core component.
Is that the core? Like, that's the thing. I'm like, at the jump, I'm like, that sucks. Like, that's like gore. That's like, I don't know. That's Saturday Morning Special. Like, that's an idea from the 40s.
Yeah, but I think you say Saturday Morning Special. You might not like it, but I think there's still a place for it. I
think you're absolutely right. I mean, look, the reality is that's what He-Man is.
Oh, that's true. That I'm excited to figure out how they're going to crack that in the movie, because I grew up watching He-Man. There's some silly ass shit in He-Man.
My deepest hope with the Masters of the Universe movie is that it's like Hook. That it just takes itself deeply seriously.
Yeah.
But doesn't mess with the iconography. Like Adam. I
think they're doing Scareglow, and he's the scariest guy. A Scareglow, like Skeletor. There's Skeletor, but then there's Scareglow. That's what we call him. We call him Scareglow.
Yeah, like I want to see like sword sorcery, like rocks against a like stark empty background with like sky bikes, and just this like mishmash of ideas. Like they're like, that's Beast Man. And they're like,
all right, that's Triclops. Whatever. There's, you know what I mean? There's so many. I don't know if that's the
Triclops. And it's like, that's why. Well, gee, why do they call him that? And it's like, how dare you insult Triclops? He's a great warrior. Like, I want that. I think they're gonna get it too, because I've seen the costumes, and like, let me tell you, they're accurate.
Yeah. Well, and I think we're in an era where we can do that, and I think that that is something that because the other thing that differentiates Captain Marvel from
Superman,
a lot of adaptations of Superman and stuff like that, is it is full of silly ass shit.
Yeah.
And I think this movie, I think it did well. I didn't look up the box office. It did well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it did pretty well. It's clearly cheaper than Aquaman and Wonder Woman, which I think is smart. But we're clearly in an era of superhero cinema that's still afraid of the silly ass shit.
It didn't do that great. It made $365.
Okay.
Worldwide.
But what was the budget?
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up too.
Yeah, because there's no way it had to be cheaper than Wonder Woman and Aquaman.
$100 million.
Okay.
So okay,
but like not like whatever.
No.
But yeah, so like, and I think especially, I don't want to jump ahead. This movie's fine. It's harmless. That's my opinion on it.
I liked it. And that's the thing. Like, my overall opinion of this was like, I thought that Shazam, despite all my problems with the concept, character, villains, and mythos, was a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
It was joyful. It was themed properly. It was well cast, and it had charming actors, not including Zachary Levi.
Yes.
I genuinely liked this movie when I first saw it.
Same.
I thought it was a great step in the right direction. And when I had like warmongering, breathe in the ashes of your fallen enemies while making out Superman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shazam could be Superman.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I enjoyed this movie when I watched it. Of course, now that we've had a sequel, and that's my thing. I was like, as we talk about it, we're probably gonna cover the sequel.
We'll try not to talk about it right now.
Talk about the sequel, but I will say their fear of the silly stuff, like the Monster Society or whatever, is a detriment to the direct. Like, this was a good first step that they then fumbled, and that's another weird thing as we get into this movie. Is I don't know if you had this feeling, Sal, but like, I'm looking ahead, I'm looking at our schedule and everything. I'm like, this is a little harsh, but this is kind of the beginning of the, like, this is a clear sign of the failure that is the DCU, in that from here on out, there are movies I like and there are some bright spots, but basically the experiment is over after this movie.
Yes. Well, I think it's almost, and I knew it was coming, and I knew that this was going to be the attitude no matter what, that one day Hollywood, the audience, everyone was going to go, You overextended. Like that's enough of that. Like, you've asked too much of me. Like, this is some goofy ass shit.
Yeah.
And I am not going to. I can't explain this.
Yeah.
To my loved one self. Like, I can't get a tattoo of this. Okay. Like, it's just it's a bridge too far for me. This Shazam is asking a lot.
You know what?
The fact that it's $100 million is actually kind of amazing.
Well, and again, I think this goes back to, what you're saying with Aquaman, that like any of those hardcore Shazam fans, I hope you got what you wanted.
Both of you out there.
Yeah, I hope you got what you wanted out of this.
You got 2 movies.
Yeah. And we got a comment in the super chat from GRK Pectus. Mm-hmm. Do you prefer Perez's cyber magic Themyscira or the current Amish? I hope that Sal knows what that means, because I don't. The myths had robots and arguably predicted electricity, so why make Wonder Woman a Luddite?
Couldn't care less.
Okay, yeah.
I don't like any Themyscira. I don't care.
Yeah.
I assume I've always pictured Themyscira as just like, it looks like Athens from like ancient times. And also they have like a purple ray.
Yeah, the weird thing with that, with the Themyscirans is when you get in stuff like Wonder Woman the movie, where like we have like a standing army and shit. It's like, for what?
Just
you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like I want people to tackle places like this, and I think Black Panther did a better job of this. As what's your day-to-day function like? What is it like to live here, as opposed to just idea? Well, there are warrior people. Yeah, but what does that mean when you've been cordoned off from the rest of humanity for centuries? Like, why would you do that? Like,
in Earth 1, I think Morrison wrote one, and it's just like, we're just fucking.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. Well, I like the Morrison one because Morrison puts those thoughts into like, what would this idealized
society of women be doing all day? And it's like, we can't die. we're always gorgeous, and we have nothing to do.
Yeah. So like, what would that be like? But similar to Sal, like, it's one of those. It's like when we get caught up. It's like when they did the Doctor Strange movie, and we're gonna do the origin. That's the least interesting thing about Doctor Strange is his origin. It's just an excuse to get him to do Doctor Strange shit, man. Nobody cares about Doctor Strange.
No, your Doctor Strange movie needed to start where he's already Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme in the Sanctum, and maybe we get like some flashes. Maybe he's having a hard time, and it reminds him of his origins. Or some jackass is like, you didn't even earn your place, and then we get a little cutback to the accident.
That they could have pulled from, which they clearly read, because there's a whole set piece that homages it, is Doctor Strange the Oath.
Yeah.
Where like he's dealing with the thing and now he remembers his origin. I totally agree with you, Sal. I also think a thing, if I were coming into the Doctor Strange room for the first time, I would have pointed at Doctor Who. Doctor Strange is Doctor Who. He's established. He's doing this. And then, but you have a point of view character that is Rachel McAdams would probably be the most likely candidate that's new to all this stuff. Because that's in all the stories I loved, where Doctor Strange pops up in a Spider-Man story or an X-Men story or whatever. That's the thing. It's like you got a character not used to magic. Here comes Doctor Strange here to explain the stuff. Yep. So you make a companion, to use the Doctor Who comparison. Anyway, we're going a little far field. Let's talk about Shazam.
Shazam. Well, we're still on theme. The theme is superheroes who maybe don't necessarily have the legs to make a movie, but still have one.
Here's what if James Gunn wants Shazam in his DCU, I'm not sure why he would, but if he does, I think what you would do and you could still have it be continuity, animated series.
Yeah,
for kids, have an animated series for kids, and it could still do what he's claimed he's doing for Creature Commandos. Like the actor that plays Shazam, voices Shazam, is our Shazam.
Yes,
and he will and can show up in movies, but it's off in its own little space for an audience that is better suited for Shazam than like, why does he need a big budget tentpole? Same with Aquaman. Why do we need that? What are we doing?
I agree.
How did we get an Aquaman and a Shazam before Flash? Before
before a new Green Lantern?
Yeah, like
Flash, Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern, Green Arrow.
Yeah, pick
Blue Beetle.
Yeah. So anyway, we're talking about the 2019's Shazam, which was directed by David F. Sandberg, who before this he did
a YouTuber, right?
I think he did a horror short that became a movie. I think it was called Lights Out. I think it's Lights Out. But he also did Annabelle Creation, which I would argue is the best Annabelle movie, and also one of the best Conjuring universe movies.
Yeah.
This on Rotten Tomatoes has a 90% Rotten Tomato score, which tells you like people were desperate for a DC movie that didn't bum them out. That's what that tells me.
Yes, 100%.
90%, like Sal and I just said we both like this movie. 90% is high.
That's high. I'd give it maybe like an 80.
Yeah,
because I liked it, and you know what it is. That's the thing, though, is it's all about casting and about like a wholesome approach to the concept. Like everybody, an earnest approach to the concept. Everybody here like believed in what they're doing. It's the same thing for Master of the Universe. Believe in what you're doing. And execute it. Doesn't matter how goofy or stupid it is.
Yeah.
As long as you believe it and you present it honestly, your audience will go on board. And also don't F up the casting. Like Asher Angel, I hope that kid has a career. I've never seen him again.
Yeah. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. Yeah. Raidu says, hard agree with Wonder Woman needing the absolute treatment. Already my favorite iteration. Would you be mad if Absolute Wonder took over the main continuity?
Nope. I would be like I would be disappointed. I'd be like, don't do that. Like, there's room for both. As far as I'm concerned, Absolute Wonder Woman is Wonder Woman.
Yeah. So we're now going to get in our main segment. For fans of the show, you all know the segment is called "His Name is Captain Sparklefingers," and we open with a young Thaddeus Sivana, who we establish that Jamon Hansu, who plays the wizard, is trying to find a new champion. Our introduction to this is a young Thaddeus Sivana who's playing with a magic 8-ball. He's sucked into the wizard's realm, but he is tempted by these grotesque statues.
The Rock of Eternity. He's dealing with the fates or whatever. Yeah, the sins.
And there's a glowing orb that I don't ever think gets a name. But he's tempted by it, and I actually don't. I know what function it serves in the plot, but I don't know what it is supposed to be.
No, I don't really. I was just, I was like, all right.
But anyway, so he fails the test. He's sent back to his car with his shitty brother and his shitty dad, who's played by John Glover, who played Lionel Luther in Smallville, and he's great as a supervillain shitty dad.
What does he have on Warner Brothers? Because he is in every Warner Brothers like big tentpole property. He's always there, and I love it. I will tell you a quick story. One time I was flown out to DC or to to Burbank to do this thing for DC. Before we did the timeshare pitch session for the streaming service, they took us to the Warner Brothers lot and we watched Shazam.
Wow.
We got to see Shazam a week early on the Warner's lot.
Yep.
And surprisingly enough, the theater was kind of crappy. Like it was a little but I'm in the theater, we're surrounded by influencers and people who made the movie. John Glover comes on screen, I immediately start laughing.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh my God, you can't escape him. He's everywhere.
Yes.
Like, who's he going to be in the next one?
Yeah. Bring him back.
I know, I heard like pens, like, laughed at John Glover. Why laugh, John Glover?
I love John Glover, dude.
He's so great. I'll see him in everything.
I was a fan of Smallville. I liked him as Lionel.
He's the Riddler in the animated series.
Yep.
I met him. He's amazing, by the way.
Oh,
really
good.
Weird.
Oh, well, yeah.
Like, was very excited to meet Tiffany.
Yeah.
And I was like, why?
Yeah.
Why would you be interested? Not. I just. I got different vibes, but I was like, maybe whatever. He just seems cool. Like.
Yeah.
He's
so he's the dad. When young Sivana comes back, he's like flipping out, and they get in a car accident. Like the
they die.
Whatever. They don't die.
No,
weirdly,
the dad
they don't die.
survives.
We save that later. We save that for later. But we do the thing that we love in these movies because subtext be damned. The brother literally looks at young Sivana like, "You did this.
You did this to me.
This is your guilt now." We can't just let the moment breathe. And this is where we get. So they're not the same, right? And they although they have similar trajectories, him and Sandberg and Muschietti.
Yes.
But there is this, and they both come from, they did well with horror movies with Warner Brothers / New Line. And then they got graduated up to superhero stuff. And there's an interesting, I see some parallels and some instincts that I find odd. And one of them is when this car accident happens, they play it as a comedy beat because there's Christmas music playing in the radio. And then they make it, they pull up the audio in the car accident. So it's kind of like, haha, isn't this funny? And it's like, to me, that's a weird choice.
It was a weird choice. It was a weird moment. And I guess it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah. So we cut to what is now the present of this movie. And we are introduced to Billy Batson, and he locks some cops into a thrift store, which, by the way, there's an Annabelle cameo in the thrift store.
Yes.
So he can check the police database for a license plate because I guess Google doesn't exist in this universe. And another weird thing about the scene is, so when the cops come up, the Billy is like, "Oh gosh, golly gee whiz," and clearly what we're trying to do here, even though I can guarantee a bulk of the audience watching this movie has no familiarity with classic Billy Batson, but clearly what we're trying to do is evoke classic gee whiz Billy Batson and then subvert it. Except immediately, this kid's shady as fuck. Like nobody communicated that to Asher Angel. Like, by the way, what you're trying to do here is be like a 40s gee whiz kid. Right. And then we reveal that you're kind of like a little shit. Like nobody communicated that to him.
No, okay. I feel like Asher is just kind of winging it. Mm-hmm. Like I think Sandberg does a nice job with that with direction. I fear that Angel just does whatever he wants.
Well, we're gonna get into it because I think there's a few. I think one of the main issues with this movie, and I don't want to get into it now, but I will mention it now, is Asher Angel and Zachary Levi either never talked about
or met,
really, or even met. Like they're playing two different characters, and this was apparent in this movie, but it becomes glaring in the sequel.
Oh, it's a disaster. In the sequel, I've already accepted that there is no cohesion.
Yeah. Which truthfully, to go back to the comics, there was versions of where like Captain Marvel is a distinct individual from
they
Billy.
trade places or something.
The reason this, if anybody's wondering how a Shazam movie got made, I can tell you how Hollywood brain works. They said Big, the movie Big, the Tom Hanks movie Big, but with superhero. And you got an immediate
Big in a cape, and they were like, done.
Yeah. And that's clearly what they're going for here. I do think they streamline it. I do think that North Star of Big in a cape, that's a perfect way of describing it, Sal. It has one major flaw, and his name is Zachary Levi, and we're going to get to it in a minute.
Yes.
Because I think that's what they were, because it's like, especially now, it's like, why Zachary Levi? And it's like, because you're thinking Tom Hanks in Big, but that's not, I understand that's how your movie got greenlit. That's not what you're doing. We'll get into it. Long story short, Billy is back in the foster care system. He gets picked up by Victor and Rosa. Rosa being a sleeper baddie.
Big time.
We meet his foster siblings. We have Darla, who likes to hug. Darla's great, by the way.
Endlessly cute awesome. and friendly. Yeah, she's great.
She's awesome. Eugene, who likes to play video games. Mary, who you will also be familiar with from prior to this Annabelle creation, and she's ended up being another like Fall and stuff like that.
Yep.
And she's feeling okay. This is one of those things, Sal, that the nature of the show that we do, that you watch and you just like, okay. But then when I have to write the note, I'm like, wait, what a second? Wait, what? She's fielding? She's doing a college interview over the phone? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, like, maybe.
And also, they throw the wild thing, like she asked her dad. It's one of those things, and superhero movies are just lousy with this shit. Where I understand, like, big picture, if you're just letting the movie wash over you, I understand what we're doing. But then when you think about the granular details, you're like, hold on, wait a second. Right. So I understand what we're doing. What we're doing is showing the dynamic here in the we trust Victor and Rosa. And so Mary is like, what do I do? I don't even remember what the question was, but it's like basic. It's a basic question that somehow she's not prepared for.
Right.
It's like, what do you hope to get out of this experience? You weren't prepared for that. But anyway, so she looks to Victor like, what am I supposed to say? And he says, mention your foster kid. They love that. I'm like, yes. Do they? Because I think if I'm a college recruiter, I'm like, no money, click. Maybe you're talking to different colleges than I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
We're also introduced to Pedro, who's trying to get swole, and Freddy, who's played by Jack Dylan Grazer, who's fucking killing it.
Who's killing it.
He's probably the highlight of the movie.
He steals the movie from everyone.
Yes.
This kid is the movie, and I kind of think that's why, like, I was like, well, if they make a sequel to this, he's going to be the movie.
Yes.
Like, he outshines Asher in every respect. He's the movie. He's the person to watch. He should have been Shazam.
That's one of those things where it's like, at what point do you pause and say, like, wait, should we just retool this whole thing? Because clearly this is the star.
Yeah, he's clearly the star. Like, do we need to Back to the Future this?
Yeah, like for real. Yeah, man, and it's funny. It is just one of those like, yeah, this is, and we do this a lot. This is another thing that in genre media we do where like, the main character is kind of the least interesting character, and the supporting characters
are all doing the heavy lifting as far as like. But there is, again, it does everything right.
Yeah,
that it needed to do, right? Because it's a superhero movie, but it's also like the 900th superhero movie, and also it's about Shazam.
Yeah,
so it needs to be about something relatable and direct. It can't be complicated. It can't have like a bunch of gods running around that are all stunt casted for no reason.
Yep.
You got to have like a simple premise. And the premise is there's a boy who mistakenly thinks that his parents want him.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right? A kid who needs a family. Has one, and you could apply this formula to like, thinks he needs love, has a best friend who's a girl, but is going after the girl on the captain of the cheerleading squad.
He's going after what he wants when what he needs is really over here.
Exactly.
Every movie ever.
But like, you know what? Sometimes it's nice for them to just do that.
Well, and to that point, I think you're 100% right, Sal, because we've seen, I'm going to go to I feel like the most obvious example. efforts were made in the new Star Wars trilogy to subvert that shit in an arena where it's like, no, just do the thing. This is
literally no one wants you to do that.
And what's funny is in some cases, like with the stormtroopers and the Empire coming back, they just did the thing. It's like, well, no, don't do that thing.
Right.
But like we were like, what if Leia and Han had a kid, but that kid became evil and murdered Han? Nobody wants that shit.
Oh, and they were divorced and were never happy.
Yeah.
Like, what if
and everything, every accomplishment that happened in the original trilogy, absolute failure. In fact, the Empire's not only back, they're stronger than ever.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, what are we doing? Like,
right. Like, oh, cool. Yeah. That's every Hollywood reboot, by the way, is just like, what if the characters you love at the end of the satisfying conclusion were miserable until right now?
Yeah. And
when they died.
To a degree, I get it in that you need conflict, right? But also the better example of this that I wish, more people would have pulled from is there is the popular animated series Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it had a follow-up series called Legend of Korra. Oof. And what Legend of Korra did was really smart in that it's not, the Fire Nation's not back and better than ever. No,
that would suck.
That conflict was done. It's done. Like the whole gang had their life and they had some ups and downs. It wasn't like an up. They had lives, right?
Yeah.
But also their story is done. We're telling the story of new characters, and those stories are influenced by the people that came before, but it's not about them. They had their moment.
Exactly.
And it's like, that's the correct instinct to have.
I agree. I don't like Korra, but I do appreciate. I was like, this is exactly. You need to do everything you did. Oh, I hate Korra.
Yeah, Korra, the character or the show?
Both.
I like it. I like it.
I understand. I get
it. Season 3 and 4, I think are fucking real solid. But I do understand. So where are we at? Okay, so back with Sivana. And as I mentioned before, he's got a major glow up. He's Mark Strong. And he's interviewing people that were grabbed by the wizard to try and find this wizard. Yeah. And he's basically financing a research study, and there's a woman doing it. And it's just funny to me that they have this woman on the screen, and then you have the woman doing the interview, and somehow the woman on the screen knows the eye line. She's able to look at the eye line of the person interviewing her, even though she's like talking to a webcam. It was just funny to me. Like the woman's off to the side and she's like looking like, hey, I can see where you are in the periphery.
So that was ridiculous.
The woman has video. Apparently this woman's the first one to have video of being summoned by the wizard. On the clock are some runes. The runes help Sivana figure out that he needed to do the 7 runes 7 times on a door. Then the woman who's doing the interviews touches the door and is like last crusaded. Like she's dusted. She dies.
Yeah.
And then Sivana touches it and he's fine. And I'm a little unclear about the did the door need a sacrifice?
Right? I thought it was a sacrifice thing, but
work.
I don't know when you ask about it.
Yeah. So anyway, he's able to get into the Rock of Eternity, the 7 deadly sins. He frees them. They go into the little orb, which goes into his eye, and now he has a little glowy lightning eye. Yeah. And he's got the same powers as Captain Marvel. Isn't that cool? I have in my notes, the cool sin statues become boring mist and infest the crystal. Fortunately, they don't always stay mist. We do use those 7 deadly sin designs in some fun ways. Later, back with Billy and Freddy at school. Freddy gets run over by a giant truck. Don't worry, he's fine. And a pair of bullies come out, and one of them has nunchucks tucked in the back of his pants.
Did Stephen King ghostwrite some of these scenes, where the bullies are incomparably evil and also ridiculous?
They are the cartoon bullies. Yeah, again, and these two guys come from the Jeff Johns story. So Billy reluctantly defends Freddy, and while he's running from the bullies, he is on a train, and the train is summoned by the wizard. And the wizard gives the whole backstory of there's one of him. There's 7 wizards, so there's 6 other wizards. They chose a champion, Black Adam, who chose revenge. And somehow his revenge freed the 7 deadly sins. And Jamon Hansu says that millions of people died. And I don't remember that coming up in Black Adam. I don't remember.
No, it doesn't. Oh, no, because any connective tissue between Black Adam in this franchise was excised by The Rock.
Yes, and I think that's one of, we're going to get into some flaws to this Shazam project, and one of them is casting an actor that does not want to face. And I get it, man. If I had to choose between Henry Cavill and Zachary Levi, I'd want my antagonist to be Henry Cavill too. Yeah. But it's like, but you're Shazam villain, Black Adam.
You're a Shazam villain. You're not gonna be an A-lister.
Yeah.
Regardless of how many appearances you make in a Justice League book or a Dark Crisis book or in this movie.
Yeah.
You're never gonna be that. Like the hierarchy of the DC universe was not about to change.
It was not. Well, I mean, it was, but not in the way he expected. Not in the way he anticipated.
Yeah. But he was responsible for it. Like he did help end it.
Yes. And we'll get there. All right. So basically, the Wizard gives Billy Batson his powers because he's out of time. He's out of options. He's out of time.
Which is basically just Kyle Rayner's origin now, which kind of sucks. Wouldn't that have been fun? Not in this movie, but just like a Kyle Rayner movie where, because like, you know, they're so afraid of the Green Lanterns, especially because they spent like $800 million in a Green Lantern movie where they put all of them in there.
Yeah.
So, you got a Total Justice Kyle Rayner figure?
I got Total Justice Kyle Rayner and Connor Hawke.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I've got their McFarlane behind him. I got the McFarlane equivalents. Nice. I would have liked Kyle Rayner.
That's the movie where it's like, oh, someone went crazy and killed all the Green Lanterns. I have no time. You're the Green Lantern now, fan of Nine Inch Nails. And that's the movie. It's just about Kyle. And then you find out like, oh, no.
Ryan Reynolds became evil. He killed all the other Green Lanterns. You're it, new guy.
Well, no, we could say that's not canon because the different actor playing Amanda Waller.
Yeah. So now he says, and we have to do the obligatory thing where Billy thinks the name Shazam is silly because we need to let the audience know we're kind of above this shit.
Yeah, but we are making a movie. We're going to spend $100 million on it though.
But also, isn't it stupid?
This stupid crap.
Eat it up, little piggies. Anyway. So
Otto Octavius, lol.
That's, to me, that's the most egregious one because it's like that's not even the worst supervillain name, man. Just fucking roll with it.
Yeah, you live in a universe where there's a real guy with no superpowers named Happy Hogan.
Yeah, so
cool. Shut up.
Yeah,
you live with him.
Yeah. Oh my god. Anyway, so Zachary Levi. So here's the thing: there's a running gag with the name because Captain Marvel has a Captain Marvel. And I want to in the Captain Marvel movie, I think came out 2019, same year as this. So they kind of have a claim on it. So for a long time, post-crisis and everything, all the Captain Marvel books were labeled Shazam, even though that's not the name of the character. And so then they decided, like, I guess just make that the name of the character, but he still uses the magic word to change. So he can't say his name to become it. And I think in the comics they went with the thing where it's like, well, he says if he can say I'm Shazam and not change, but if he says Shazam to change, then he changes it. And of course, Mark Waid tried to work around this in his most recent one by calling him the Captain, because there's both issues with Captain Marvel and shockingly Captain Thunder. I don't know what the conflict is there. Like who at this point has the copyright to Captain Thunder? Like, come on.
I can't even imagine.
Oh my God, Sal. So this is a good opportunity for me to ask you, Sal, what is your solution to the Shazam? Oh, I think I might know it, but what's your solution?
Oh, kill him? I mean, I don't know. I thought it was Captain Thunder, but I didn't know somebody else had it. But yeah, I mean, your pitch of the absolute idea is great. I think just he needs to go away.
Call him Captain Absolute. He can be.
You know what you could do? This is the worst idea. Sell him to Marvel and be done with it.
Marvel will be like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
We're good. Yeah, no thanks.
Marvel will be like, why? I have the most profitable thing about him, his name.
Yeah, I don't know what the solution is. I think calling him the Captain just doesn't feel right. I appreciate
the Captain is not, it sounds like it's unfinished. Also, Steve Rogers was the Captain before. So that doesn't count. It's just, none of it works. Like, he's a captain of what?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? It's magic based.
Yeah.
He needs a totally new name. He needs to be systemic, top to bottom, revamped. Like, he needs new name, new powers, new concept, new identity, new premise. Like, he just basically needs to be another character. At that point, why don't you just make one? Like, why bother?
Yeah. So now he is Zachary Levi, and I want to bring up some of the other actors that were considered for Shazam in this movie.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, of course. Zane, so most of you, these people aren't familiar to me. They might be familiar to Sal, but I'm going to assume not. We got Zane Holtz, Jake McDorman, Derek Teller, and Billy Magnuson, who I do know he was in. He plays like the douche villain in a bunch of stuff, including the new Aladdin live action movie.
Oh.
Here's the one that I want to spend some time on, because I think this is where I don't regret the universe we live in, right?
Yeah.
In the sense that John Cena plays Peacemaker, and I think that's been the best for all of us.
Yeah.
But John Cena was in to play Shazam, and it's like, that's the right answer.
They screwed up.
Yeah, because here's the thing. They say, so when the wizard gives Billy the powers, he's like, this is your full potential. Basically, this is what you're going to be as an adult, is the offer. And because again, this is big with a cape. I think, you use big with a cape to sell your movie, but what this really is a kid living out a superhero fantasy.
Right.
So you need somebody, and they even try to make it look like this, but you need somebody that looks like a living action figure,
right?
Because that's what a little kid or a young adult, like 11 to 13.
Right, he's 13 or something.
He's 14 going on 15, because he says a line like, I'm a few months away from being 15. So he's a little teenager. That's what you want to be. So it should be your idealized version of what a kid would imagine as a superhero. That's John Cena, man.
Yeah,
like, that's, and also maybe, and I know like the John Cena versus The Rock that's our big matchup. Maybe The Rock would have been down for that, man. Like,
maybe. That was a really weird period for The Rock, where it was like, he was like, no. Like, I think that would have actually forced him to be even more isolationist, because he's like, I'm not sharing the spotlight. Like, it's my time to be like the number one. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad he's not, because now he's Peacemaker.
Yeah.
But that would have been I don't know who screwed that up.
Yeah. Well, again, I think it's that I think it might have been budget stuff or whatever, but I think the thought process was, well, like, Tom Hanks in Big, we need like Tom Hanks in Big. But it's like, that's not the story you're telling. You're telling about a kid imagining himself as a superhero.
Right.
You need John Cena. That's who you need.
Right, but he's not like, he's a wrestler. Like, as far as they're concerned, I can imagine them being like, he hasn't proven that he can do it yet. Like, he's not in Bumblebee yet.
Yeah, although he's not bad. That Bumblebee's actually not bad.
No, I like that Bumblebee movie. I'm just saying, I that's actually the best Transformers movie ever made in live action.
Yes, agreed. Which is a bummer.
It's a bummer. No, the first 90 seconds?
Yeah. I like that movie, but the Transformers live action franchise bums me out.
It's a disaster. It's a train wreck.
Yeah. But and you're right. Like, part of me, I think at the time I would have said John Cena, because again, like John Cena, The Rock, he's got the physicality, but especially now, having him been Peacemaker and everything, it's like,
no, he was the right choice. Oh, it was so exciting. It was such a good decision.
It's such a strong idea. But it's like, that's the guy. That's the correct answer to this question. And you immediately make your movie stronger, because, no offense to Zachary Levi, although, some offense to Zachary Levi.
I don't care, yeah.
He's just a guy.
Right.
Like, they had to give him a fucking muscle suit, man.
Yeah. Now, that being said, I do appreciate a muscle suit. Good. Like, you know what? Screw it. Put on a muscle suit. If you don't, go ahead. But also, yeesh.
The one thing that is better about the sequel than this one is the costumes are like way better.
They are way better.
Way better.
And more Mary Marvel, which is always way better.
Yeah. You want to understand, Paige. I get you. I hear you. Anyway, so now he comes back to the wizard promptly dies, because Djimon Hounsou dies more in movies than Sean Bean does.
Yeah.
And Billy connects back up with Freddy for advice, because we've established Freddy's like a big superhero fan. He has a bullet that was shot at Superman. He has a replica batarang, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. What a shame, by the way, because all the iconography, because I was like, this could be a reboot. And then all the iconography is from the DCEU. And I'm like, okay.
There's papers where we see the spaceship from a Man of Steel. Yeah. The batarang is clearly, although it looks a little bit smaller, clearly the batarang from the BVS.
BVS.
Yeah.
But that being said, like, I mean, that's what this kind of movie needs to be. Like, don't shy away from the references. You live in that universe.
Yep.
You know, have all that crap.
Well, and that's another missed opportunity is I think it would. No, this is post Justice League. You could have done it. Have Billy be a fan of, like, have him and Freddy have a conversation. Like, who do you like more, Superman or Flash? He's like, I like both. And that's why Captain Marvel looks the way he does. It's like, what if Superman was the Flash?
Yeah.
That's why he feels redundant, because he lives in this universe. It literally is a kid's. It is redundant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But whatever. They didn't consult me.
Surprisingly enough.
Surprisingly enough, back 6 years ago, they weren't consulting me on their DCEU movies.
Yeah.
So we have a fun game sequence where they're trying to figure out. There's two versions of this where they're figuring out his powers, him and Freddy. And I guess this is why you cast Jack Dylan Grazer as the friend, because he's going to have more time than Asher Angel is on screen, pairing off with Zachary Levi. And to whatever credit you're willing to give Zachary Levi, him and Jack Dylan Grazer have a good rapport.
Yeah, they do.
I would argue him and John Cena would also have a good rapport, but whatever. So they foil a couple robberies. They do all the, kid in an adult body, but adult superhero body, yada, yada.
Yeah.
They come back to the house, and Darla, who we established cannot keep a secret, discovers what's going on. And as Billy's relaying what happened to him, he says the word Shazam, and he turns back. This is how we learned that's how we change from the superhero form to the normal kid form.
Yep.
Sivana shows up to a board meeting where his dad and brother are promptly killed off, but he didn't die in the traffic accident, so they can be even more ruthlessly killed here. Like, brother gets thrown out a window.
This sequence is really, like, because it's kind of goofy and fun. Like, it's a kid's movie, more or less. Like, you're basically like, and then this scene happens, or a sequence, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. This is where David S. Sandberg is like, remember, I'm a horror director. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, this is rough. I loved it.
Yes.
But I was like, you know what? This is the DCEU to a T.
Yes.
Like, even in our fun and games, goofy children's movie, we have to make sure to scare the living bejesus out of some kids because, we need to know this is grisly and real.
Yes. Yep. So Billy and Freddy, back to the fun and games. Billy and Freddy use the Shazam identity to get revenge on the bullies by destroying their car, their truck. They use it to get out of school early. And then there's a sequence where Freddy's like, I'm friends with Red Cyclone, Captain Sparklefingers, whatever his name is. There's a running gag about the name.
Yep.
And Billy
not
gets
effective.
Get it. Billy gets mad at him for reasons that aren't entirely clear to me.
No, he's just he's this real stick in the mud.
Yeah. Well, that's the. So here, and again, this is worse than the sequel, but like, Asher Angel is playing like a bitchy preteen teenager character. Zachary Levi is playing a child, like if a 6-year-old became a
Yes. Like, Zachary Levi arguably is playing Shazam better than Angel, because Angel's playing like a person that Billy never is. Like, Billy isn't like a mid-teenager, like who's almost too busy to be a superhero. Like, Asher Angel's 1 year away from being Spider-Man.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
And Zachary Levi is playing a little boy who's becoming Shazam. Like, that's what that is.
Yeah. And it's like, and for a lot of it, like, Billy seems over. Like, I don't care about this shit. Yeah. But then when he's Shazam, it's weird.
Yeah. It's bipolar.
Yeah. But anyway, he's pissy at Freddy because Freddy wants to. He's like, it looks like, and just so you know, the only things we've seen with Captain Marvel / Shazam this whole time are them goofing around. Yeah. So suddenly when like Freddy's like, actually, I know him. You should show up and help me. And Billy's like, it sounds like you only care about this for yourself. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Like, that's all you've been doing. You've been getting like beer and going to strip clubs and shit. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I know.
So anyway, a side note, Freddy's backpack has the Superman logo on it, but it's the New 52 Superman logo. I thought that was interesting. Not the
Cavill Superman logo.
Not the Cavill Superman. Also, who is marketing and making these toys? Like, who do they cut a check to when they make? Because there's a whole Toy Story.
Wayne Enterprises.
Okay.
This Batman would absolutely be like, when the guy who like, I bought the bank.
Yeah, exactly.
And the copyright on everything you are and do.
Yeah, I've got the merchandising rights to Superman.
That's actually not a bad idea, to a guy who is probably planning on building like a watchtower.
Yes.
Like, I need to fund this crap. How am I going to do that? By making Superman seem friendly and cuddly, despite the fact that he very much isn't.
He isn't in this universe. No, you're right too. And it's also a great way to, like, again, it's branding, it's marketing. Like, we're friendly. Don't be scared of us, even though this one guy could snap his fingers and you'd blow you apart. We're friendly and nice.
We're scary.
That's
I branded people before this, and now I'm wearing blue.
Yeah. Buy my toys.
Yep, that's why I'm wearing that ridiculous outfit in the Flash movie. I'm trying to be more marketable.
They talk about him in BVS like he's a fucking terrorist, and there's action figures in Shazam.
Yeah, there's action figures of him. Like,
that's
does he have?
So funny.
Does he talk? Is he like, I'll freaking kill you?
I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah, which is a great line, which is an iconic Batman line that is in an actual DC licensed property movie called Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Justice League, I'll fucking kill you.
I'll fucking kill you.
Anyway, so Billy, okay, so again, to catch everybody up, Billy is pissy at Freddy for thinking that Shazam is just something to goof around with and use for your own personal good.
Which we've done for 20 minutes.
And then he goes and starts like busking up on the rocky stairs, doing little lightning hand songs. And while he's doing that, it's a little unclear how this works because he shoots lightning up in the air and then lightning comes back out of the air and shoots a bus. And we get a whole sequence where the bus is over, and we haven't established that Shazam can fly yet. And the bus goes over the railing and Shazam catches it. And Sal, I want to ask you, I know you're big into physics and everything.
Oh, sure.
Now, can you explain to me what the difference, if you're in a bus, right?
Right.
And a bus falls over the bridge, face first, like front first down the bridge.
Uh-huh.
What difference does about 6 feet make?
Right. Very little, I can imagine. But, sometimes that makes all the difference. All I could think of when watching the sequence was like, isn't this just Fantastic Four from Tim Story?
Yes, it is. And
like, where the hero's responsible for the mayhem that he saves and then gets all the accolades for it anyway. And I'm like, what the hell?
Dude, this, of course, and they acknowledge it in this moment that it's like, this was kind of Billy's fault. None of this would have happened. It's Billy fucking stuff up and then a guy trying to get after Billy. Like, none of it is I'm stopping bad out of my own altruistic desires to be good.
We're actually kind of neck deep in the era of the superhero movie where it's mostly about what they're doing and their crap. Like, very seldom do we see heroes just doing something because it's the right thing to do.
God bless James Gunn's Superman, because there's a lot. That's a big kind of the premise of the movie is his desire to help people, and also God bless Matt Reeves, the Batman, because the whole arc of that is dealing with it. Like, maybe you should be nicer,
helping people,
actually help people instead of just beating people up, man. Maybe. So maybe you could argue that like the bounciness of him catching it is better than just the hard whatever. He catches it, he saves it.
Yeah.
Freddy shows up, and now Billy's just like, you're just jealous of me, and Freddy's like, yeah, no fucking shit, man.
Fair point, Freddy.
Yeah, I got this crutch and everything, and Jack Dylan Grazer kills this whole like where he flips out on Billy.
Yeah,
he's great. And he showed up Jack Dylan Grazer showed up in a supporting role he's in it, but he also recently he showed up in that new friendship movie with Paul Rudd.
Oh, how is it?
And it's good. It's very cringy, but it's funny because it's the guy from, and I just blanked on his name, but it's the guy from I Think You Should Leave.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
But he plays that guy's son. And it was one of those like, oh good, yeah, keep showing up and stuff. I like you. I hope you because it's tough when you go from like child actor to adult actor because teenage years are weird. They do weird things to the body.
Can I also mention like it's throughout the entire sequence, like every time Shazam's on screen, I'm kind of delighted, and the reason for that has nothing to do with Zachary Levi.
Yeah,
but has everything to do with the suit. It looks great.
It's a little chunky, but I do like the instinct of the
it's
like
bright. Yeah. There's not a lot of like you can see like the piping and like the kind of like detail work, but it's not garish, even though he's wearing red and gold. Like the cape looks kind of real. Like I like this. It looks like the suit.
Yeah,
and they're not what's more, they're not afraid of it.
Well, and to your point, even though I like the suit better in the sequel, because when I was pulling up assets, it has these weird little like brackets on it. Yeah. So when you're talking about this one being simple, it's like, yeah, man, like why why do that shit? Like why?
There's always some, because that's what Guillermo del Toro said best. He's like, they always want to put their dick in it.
Yeah.
Like, it's never just like, oh, how about we just show you Batman's logo? No, got to put a little woo at the bottom.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing and it's so funny because Tim Burton's Batman is obviously, his costume is actually a pretty huge departure from the comics.
It's massively it's just a black silhouette.
But it's also like, you don't have any of the, I guess in Returns you kind of get more of the armor plating and stuff like that. But like that original one, it's like, no, it's just a black suit, man. It's just a black suit, and you got the yellow logo, and there's not a lot of little doodads and shit on it.
No, there's very little doodads. It's just what the suit looks like, more or less, and I'm like, that's cool. Like, all right, yeah.
Well, and we kind of got that with issues with that movie aside. BVS, my issue with the BVS Batman suit, I like that it's just the Dark Knight Returns suit, but there is stuff like, there's like veins in it and stuff. It's like, it's armor. We've established it's armor. How is it?
Yeah, that suit did a lot right. Like, at least they did the gray against the black, and he has a built-in neck thing, but he can turn his neck somehow.
Yes. Yep.
I'm like, that's cool.
Yep.
Did you hear? Apparently, when they made the Flash, they were excited to tell Keaton, like, hey, we can make it look like the old suit, but you can turn your neck and everything. And he's like, not being able to turn my neck is kind of like how I get into Batman. Like, my physicality of Batman is part of like not being able to do that. Like, it's the limitations.
Well,
like, if I can just do my neck thing, like, then I kind of lose the whole era.
And I kind of get what he means by that, because him having to turn his whole body added to the theatricality. It's much more effective in the Tim Burton movies than in the Flash, because the Flash has a completely different tone and vibe. But
and it's all CG anyway.
That has that gothic fairy tale thing, dude. Oh my god, we're gonna get to the Flash movie, but I'm so tired of people playing like that action scene from the Flash and being like, oh, I can't wait for this guy's Batman. It's like, really? Because that looks like trash to me. I don't know. Oh man. Tea Time in the super chat, Tea Time 480 says John Glover was also the crazy scientist in Batman and Robin. Woodruff.
Yes, he was.
I also met him and his husband one time, and they were super sweet.
There you go. He's all over DC / Warner Brothers. Like, every time Warner Brothers is making a DC thing, and they're like, can we get John Glover in here?
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, when I saw him with this, I'm like, you put him in Shazam?
Yeah. Yep. Put him in Man of Tomorrow. Get him in there.
Yes, please, for the love of God.
Yeah. Basically, Freddy confronts Billy. Sivana shows up. He kidnaps. He fights Billy. And this is where Billy learns he can fly. Yep. It spills into a mall. This is where we get the toy store with all the merchandising for the Justice League.
Yep.
They do a little gag with the keyboard on the floor to homage Big. And then Billy escapes by turning back into Kid Billy.
Yep.
And then
that's smart. This is fun. This all works.
They do some fun stuff with that, with him changing, which I would argue is one of the cool, like, the fun things you should play with if you're making a Shazam movie.
Yeah, they understand the assignment. Like, that's what I'm so excited about. Like, it's weird because if this was Zack Snyder's Shazam, it would not have been anything like there would have been very little joy and fun. And
yes,
this works. Like, it again, like, everything that they're doing works for the story and for the premise. Like, I'm like, yeah, okay.
And again, it goes back to that, like, that bell curve of, like, it's weird to say, but for the DC, we're kind of at the top of it, and it's all kind of downhill from here. And this is Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Shazam are all part of that trilogy of, like, oh, this could work. Before we learned, like, I guess actually not. I guess no. I guess those were flukes.
Oh, I guess it was a bubble.
Sivana sees Freddy, and he saw Freddy on the news talking to Shazam, and he's like, this guy must be friends with Shazam. And so he kidnaps him. Billy goes home, and then now the kids Mary figures out that because Billy saved her earlier as Shazam, figures out that Billy is Shazam. They decide now is the time to let them know that, I guess, Eugene, who's a super hacker, found out where his mom is. And Billy's like, great. Now I'm going to go check in on my mom.
I'm going to live with my mom. I'm leaving.
I'm leaving. Bye, everybody. And we learn what I think most people probably would have suspected at this point, which is Billy's mom sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, she deliberately left him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those, and she does the whole sob story of like,
Oof.
I was a kid and I didn't know any better, and your dad was. We've established his dad's in prison.
That was a deeply rough scene.
Yeah.
Billy confronting his mom was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
This doesn't need to be that, like, because, you think about like Spider-Man, one of the most perfect superhero movies in creation.
Yeah.
Things are kind of generic and fun.
Yeah.
Literally Spider-Man 2. I met him on the college steps.
Yes.
Don't get mired in the details. This woman is a real person.
Yeah. Yes.
And a real piece of shit. But she doesn't. She thinks she knows she is one, but she still thinks she can be redeemed because, like, not all of it's her fault. Like, she's a really bad person. It's really good. Like,
here's the thing. Well, and here's the other thing too that I think they do that's interesting is they do the classic thing of like, because we've seen this a million times, and normally it's from the parent perspective, like, you're better off without me.
Yeah.
But since we've been following Billy, it's like, no, bitch.
I'm homeless.
Yeah. Like, because she says to him, like, you turned out all right, right? You turned out all
Like,
right.
I can justify my decision, right?
And it's one of those things, like, I remember this being crazy even when I first saw it. And now as a dad, it's like, you're the worst person on the planet. Like, I literally can't imagine.
Yeah. Also, Angel's reaction, like his acting in this scene. Yeah. It's good stuff.
So,
for what is essentially an over-the-shoulder scene.
Yeah. So
not dynamic, but they're in this like ugly, like crappy Philadelphia apartment.
Yeah, she's not doing so hot. Yeah, she's not doing so great. And hey, listen, he's with this whole family now, so maybe
he's got a huge family. Right. Yeah, come on.
So I don't remember. Is this how we? Oh, wait. Yeah, they figured out. I think he gets the heads up that like he needs to go save the family. So he does this cool little, it's a great little trailer moment that is not how I would do things if I were him. He jumps off the roof and then says Shazam and lightnings and becomes Shazam and flies away. And it looks really cool. If for me, I'm standing on the roof saying Shazam. And
I've only successfully flown once.
Yeah.
But I love it. I think it's a great scene. It's a great shot.
It looks awesome. It's great
trailer moment.
But it's like I've been playing Ghost of Yote, which is like Ghost of Tsushima, where you have like this grappling hook that you activate by jumping and then throwing. It's like no. I'm staying on the ground and then throwing. I'm not putting myself at risk before I know
that I've got some terra firma attached to it. I agree.
So so he shows up back at the house. Basically, Sivana's like, I'll kill your family unless you give me your power.
Yeah, all right.
What? Oh, okay. So this is happening. I had to remind myself, why is this happening? So because the 7 deadly sins said, like, yeah, it's basically like the Wicked Queen and Snow White. Like, you're the fairest except for Snow White. Like,
right.
You're unstoppable except for Shazam. Also, one presumes Superman, but whatever. I guess magic.
But we're not going to do that. Yeah. Like, it's this thing where it's like, you guys wanted what Marvel had.
Mm-hmm.
And Marvel would have been kind of afraid to have like Superman show up in this movie.
Yeah.
But they might have done it.
What if they were going to tease? Here's the thing, the power of Marvel, especially at this time. If they were going to tease Superman showing up,
it would have been in the trailer.
He would have shown up. It wouldn't be his stunt double, but we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Oh, I know. I'm saying Superman would have shown up in this fight. Like,
oh yeah. I mean, shit. You could because technically Sivana has magic power. Superman is vulnerable to magic.
That's the thing, right? Like that would be kind of awesome.
Dude, could you imagine like a sequence where Sivana's like, "No, I beat Batman. I beat Superman. I beat."
Yes. What if Sivana like fought the Justice League first to get to Shazam?
That'd be so wild.
We don't even see it. We just hear about it, or like we see like, the aftermath. They're like, I don't know. That would be cool.
Yeah, because Superman's back. The Justice League came out before this, so Superman's back.
Yeah, Superman's alive and presumably wearing blue again, even though they shot it with black.
Yeah. So Sivana takes Billy to the Rock of Eternity to steal his power. I don't know why he needs to be there. The wand's there, whatever. The family intervenes. They throw the stupid replica batarang at him to distract him. We get a little chase sequence where we've established there's a bunch of doors.
It's Monsters Inc. We go Monsters Inc.
We go Monsters Inc. Not as cool as that sequence, but still that Monsters Inc. door sequence still rips.
This is also what I like to call the wasted opportunity sequence because we don't use this multiverse. We don't do fun cameos. It's just jokes.
Okay, I have to ask again. Since we last spoke, have you seen Peacemaker?
No.
Okay.
No, but I know what you're talking. I mean, like, yes, the doors are all to go. I mean, I've seen the first 2 episodes. I know that, like,
we do a whole sequence in the last episode with the doors, and
are they all references and stuff?
No, none of them are references.
Oh my god!
I would have been tempted, and I wonder if James Gunn thought about it, like, because technically, you saw the first 2 episodes, technically the Peacemaker of season 2 is not the Peacemaker of season 1. The Peacemaker of season 1 is very much in the Snyderverse. This Peacemaker is very much in the James Gunn verse. Yeah. I would have been tempted, if I were James Gunn, to have one of the doors be into the nightmare world and see what Peacemaker looked like in the trench coat Batman nightmare world.
Yes! Oh my god! That would have been awesome.
Fun gag of like, no, in the Snyderverse, it became the nightmare world. That's just the reality they live in. There's no saving them. That's canon now. They are all in the Darkseid run universe.
Yep.
Maybe that's how we introduced Darkseid in this universe, with him like having Henry Cavill's Superman on like a chain leash.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Anyway, to Sal's point with the missed opportunity, the one gag we get is the Crocodile Men, which are part of the Monster Society. They're like one of Shazam's goofy ass enemies, which I'll get into. If this is a missed opportunity sequence, the sequel is just one missed opportunity, because like do the Monster Society, do all the goofy shit, just do it.
Right, like Tony the Tiger is just a doll at a fair.
Yeah, dude, and he's got little tigers on his little like cape clasps.
Yep.
And on his backpack, and it's like, just do the good thing about. Again, Sal and I have basically said, like, you don't need to do Shazam in the new DCU, but if you did, at least this DCU would probably have a talking Tiger Man. You know what I mean? Like,
unquestionably, there'd be a talking Tiger Man.
If you're gonna do Shazam, that's part of that goofiness, is part of what distinguishes him from Superman. Fucking do it. Just do it. Don't pretend like you're above it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we get a whole. They do this whole door sequence, and then I guess Billy just has to imagine them someplace. He can teleport. He just imagines them someplace else, and now they're in the strip club for like a gag there.
That was fun. That was a funny moment. Yeah.
And then the whole chase that spills into a carnival, and yada yada yada. He lets out the 6 of the 7 deadly sins, because I guess he needs one in his little eye hole to keep his powers.
Yes.
Which is good, because it's like this keeps it from just being one guy with magic powers versus another guy with magic powers. The monsters shake it up enough. And he's going to take Shazam's powers, but Shazam knocks him away. And there's a running gag where it's a blessing. Like, I don't know if it's prayer adjacent, where all the Victor, the dad, is like, oh, everybody puts their hands in, and Billy never does it. And then Billy has the staff, and he's like, all hands on deck, and they all have the staff. And then he's like, say my name, and they're like, Billy Batson. He's like, no, the name that I say to become superpowered, because I guess I still don't have a name. And they say Shazam, and they all become, the whole crowd becomes superpowered.
Yeah, this is like, I don't understand why Jeff Johns thought this is like, I don't understand the Shazam family, where I'm like, so you have a problem called Shazam. Like, he sucks, and it's hard to like sell him. So how about we make 5 Shazams? Like, that's not the solution.
And I think the part of the instinct has to be, there is a Shazam family. There is Mary Marvel and Captain Marvel Jr.
Yeah, no, they're a thing. Yeah,
Uncle Dudley, he's got an uncle guy that can become Shazam out or whatever. And so we've already got that. But I agree with you, because it's like, so then we're just going to add more. And here's the thing, what it butts up against with me, Sal.
Right.
I'm kind of tired of families. I'm kind of tired of that big, like that Gotham group shot.
Ugh.
Where it's like 20 people that are all used to be Robins, and then Batman and Catwoman.
And like, Batgirl, and yeah.
Why is there any crime in Gotham anymore? Like, why?
Yeah, you guys should really have this on lockdown. At this
point. We have both Barry and Wally running around as the Flash. Fucking why? Like, every human Green Lantern. Jeff Johns did a whole run introducing a whole spectrum of lantern rings, and somehow every human Green Lantern is still a human Green Lantern.
Still green, yeah.
Spin-off stories like fucking Far Sector, and there's that one like kid, the
Teen Lantern, yes,
Lantern, are now canon lanterns in the comics, along with Guy and Kyle and Simon.
And you know why Guy's a Green Lantern, by the way? Because Jeff Johns liked it better when he was a Green Lantern, and it's never been fixed. Like, the best period for Guy was when he had Sinestro's ring.
Dude, I can't reach it without. I have the action figure of Sinestro Ring Guy Gardner.
Nice.
Because of the era, I've got Kyle up there. I don't hate Warrior Warrior Guy Gardner.
I do, but I understand.
And I also thought when we introduced the Red Lanterns, when Guy was a Red Lantern, it's like, yes, keep him that way. They shouldn't all be. We have other lanterns, man. They shouldn't all be Green Lanterns. Get rid of some of them.
Yeah.
And what's funny about that is we've spent a lot of time harping Green Lantern. That's the least offensive one because there's a whole legion of Green Lanterns, but it's all like, I don't
send them all to different planets. Like, please.
I don't need Clark Kent Superman to be Supermaning with John Kent. Pick one. Fucking pick one. And we, you and I have talked about this. Miles should be in a universe where he's the only Spider-Man.
I agree. Yeah, no, I agree, and it's funny because they actually just put Peter and Miles together again in I guess it's Spider-Man. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's like it was really nice to see Pete and Miles doing something together. And not have Miles arbitrarily hate him for some reason, and have Peter buddy up with Bailey, Spider Boy, and all this crap. Like, it was just it was refreshing to see only two Spider people together at the same time. Like, only two.
When I think the one that's the Greg Weisman run, and so obviously it has that benefit in that he's good with the Spider people.
Is that Weisman actually isn't weirdly beholden to whatever the horrible editor of Spider-Man right now wants Spider-Man to be.
Yeah.
Literally Mary Jane is Venom right now, and right now as of the taping of this episode, she is impersonating Spider-Man. Mary Jane is a Venom who is Spider-Man. So there are 900 Spider-Men all in the same universe. They just retconned the Gwen pool or Gwen Spider-Gwen.
Yeah.
Has always been in this universe.
Yeah. Why?
What are you doing?
At least do me this favor. They're not gonna, but at least do me this. Make Miles the West Coast Spider-Man.
Yes.
Farm some of them out, dude. Right? I hate. It's just everything all the time. I think that's another thing. And maybe, all right, give me shit. Maybe I'm being nostalgic or whatever, but that's one of the things I liked about Kyle's Green Lantern time is there are no others. We've cleaned the slate. It's just him. Wally is just the Flash. Kyle is just Green Lantern. They're not all palling around with each other. And it's like, just make it. Now we're in an era because I think it's that same fear of pissing off the masses that's permeated everything.
Right.
That vocal fan base of well, we can't get rid of anybody. And it's I'm a Kyle fan, but at this point, pick one. And it's not going to be, I understand it's not going to be Kyle, but pick one.
It's never going to be Kyle, but also
Kyle. It's just it's not going to be Tim. Robin's not going to be Tim anymore.
No.
Those 90s characters are the redheaded stepchildren of it's either going to be the originals or the newest one. They're in the middle. They don't matter. And that breaks my heart. Because I still think Tim's the best Robin, even though I like Damian. I think Tim's the best Robin. Damian as Robin was only interesting when Dick Grayson was Batman.
Right.
But pick one and stick to your guns and let that be it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God. Anyway, so whatever.
But how about 5 Shazams, and they're all fun and cute, and they all have one aspect of his many powers.
So funny. Okay, so I have them here. I'm glad you mentioned it. Darla's super fast. Also, I think it's Megan Good playing adult Darla. That's weird. Having cute Darla become an absolute smoke show as adult. It's that's weird. That's weird.
Don't do that.
Eugene has lightning powers. Pedro has super strength. Freddy gets flying, I guess. And then Mary is kind of barely there, honestly. Mary Marvel is
woefully underutilized, not just because of everything, but also because Mary Marvel's arguably the only one who really should be there.
Yeah. Yes. She is of the other Marvels the most iconic.
Yeah.
What do you even call her? If we're not calling him Captain Marvel, what? Mary Thunder? I don't know. Whatever.
Right.
Captain Mary.
Yeah. What? I never even thought about that, and they just somehow don't do anything with it.
Yeah. Honestly, dude, maybe that's the answer. Billy, done. Freddy, done. Who we're keeping? Mary Marvel, and her name's Mary Marvel.
Yes.
And that's it. She is allowed to stay, and that's our Captain Marvel is Mary Marvel.
Yeah, that's a solution. That's the solution.
Yeah. And she says Shazam, and then we're good to go. Done.
Yep.
And then truthfully, if you were to keep that in the DCU, that's the one actress I'd bring her over. She's fine. So Freddy ends up there's a whole thing with what's the Ferris wheel that's falling over, and Freddy ends up saving the bullies on there by giving them suitcase wedgies. This is a callback to a joke from earlier that I skipped over. Billy, so we established this is actually not ineffective. The movie does a pretty good job of laying out this information. Sivana has one little dude in his glowing eye, right? And if that dude comes out, he doesn't have powers. And that dude that's in there is Envy. And Billy figures out, he basically starts taunting Envy. Unclear how I guess he works through it. He's like, well, this guy's clearly got me, and this guy's the appearances of the demons aren't distinguishable enough.
No,
I would be able to tell you who's who, but whatever.
No.
And so
they're good though. They look good. I was impressed by them. Yeah,
same. He coaxes Envy out. Wow, he gets Sivana to like float up, and then he coaxes Envy out, so Sivana falls, not to his death yet. And then Envy tackles him, and he says Shazam, and he lightnings Envy. Which I would argue is a callback to the only iconic thing Shazam has ever done, which is fight Superman in Kingdom Come, and use saying Shazam to take out Superman.
That and also to take out the nukes. Yes, that is the best use of Shazam in the company's history.
And obviously, because I think this is a reference to that, and also Shazam Captain Marvel appearing in JLU is an homage to that.
Yes, that's also great. And I will also say there's a great story, Superman Shazam, which is like a retcon / alternate history of like how Superman and Shazam met for the first time. And it's awesome because like Superman meets Shazam. He finds out that Billy is Shazam, and he finds Billy, and he's like a homeless boy.
Yeah.
And so Superman goes to see Billy, and like he's Superman, he's like hey son, tell me where this came from. So he goes to the Rock of Eternity and then just dresses down the whiskers to Shazam, where he's like, how dare you?
Yeah.
This poor child needs a family, not this responsibility. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I'm like, nailed it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Tea Time 480 in the super chat says, I think Angel and Glazer would be cool casting for Robbins. Maybe
agreed.
Him a little too old now, a little late.
I'll take Angel as Dick.
Yeah. Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah.
So So he then goes back. He's taken out Envy. He grabs Sivana. He yanks Sivana's little eyeball out. He goes back to the carnival, sucks up all the other little 7 deadly sins. He does a little gag like, haha, what if I was controlled by the eyeball? Wouldn't that be funny? Uh-huh. And then they return it to the Rock of Eternity, I presume. Yeah. And now whatever, the day is saved. Billy is integrated in the family. They do all hands on deck. Billy's a part of it now. Freddy is at lunch by himself, but don't worry, Shazam is there to fulfill the promise. Captain Sparklefinger shows up to help Billy or Freddy, but not only that, he's got a special friend with him. Yeah. And that special friend is Superman's stunt double.
Yeah, that was it was a cute moment that I remember in the theater enjoying well enough, but I'd already heard about it. Like I'd heard that it was like a cop-out.
Yes.
And yeah.
And it was. Yes, it is. Yes,
it's a cute moment that like would have been fun to be in the movie, but also I suspect I remember feeling this way in the during that time, they were considering a soft reboot already.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. And I want to say I couldn't find it before I was doing the show. I was trying to figure out where I found it, but it's just they were going to get Henry Cavill and negotiations fell apart.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those and you're right, Sal. It is one of those that I thought it was cute and fine, and it's whatever. At this point, my expectations for the DCEU are so low that it's sure, But it's also one of those I think a tighter ship, because you got to remember this is the same year Avengers Endgame came out. So the Marvel ship is as tight as it's ever been in this year. A tighter ship would have either said we're getting Henry Cavill or we're cutting the bit, because the bit was Shazam should show up, and he does, and so we've completed the promise there. Mm-hmm. So either get Henry Cavill or cut it.
Yes. Yes.
So now we get a mid-credit sequence and a post-credit sequence. I'm going to get rid of the post-credit sequence first because it's nothing. It's Billy. It flashes back to the testing of powers, and it's Billy seeing if he has fish talking powers like Aquaman. By the way, that sequence is fun. I glossed over it. The whole testing of the powers and figuring out what powers they have is great. Yep. The big one is the mid-credit sequence, which Sivana's in prison scribbling runes, and he gets a visit by a character that's been teased throughout the movie. I didn't mention him, but he's teased throughout the movie, which is another one of. So Marvel has 3. Captain Marvel has 3 iconic villains: Sivana, Black Adam, and Mr. Mind, who is a little worm guy.
Yep. And
we get the little worm guy, and this will never pay off. This doesn't show up in the sequel, except for another post-credit scene. This will never pay off.
it's unbelievable because I remember the only time anyone cared. Well, I only saw it in the theater the one time for free at Warner Brothers. But like when Mr. Mind showed up, the people were like, "What?
Yeah,
let's go!" But also, I was like, "We're never gonna do that."
But again, I think you talked about missed opportunities, and I don't want to spend too much time on the sequel. But it's the sequel kind of writes itself. You've established all those doors. Basically, have Mr. Mind go to Sivana and be like, "We're going to unleash all these magical worlds onto Earth," and that's how you get the Monster Society, and you get all the weird shit. It basically blows up those doors. Takitani comes out, and he's the one that comes out and tells the Marvel family, like, "I come from an animal world, but there's all these other worlds, and now they're all here." And you get to it's again part of what made this good was the fun and games, and now you get all the fun and games of now you've got a tiger guy and you've got crocodile people, and you've got all this bullshit, and that's fun. That's fun, and I guess we're still afraid to do it because instead we're going to make up. Everybody's favorite trick in superhero movies, make up new villains for your guy to fight.
Oh, who doesn't love doing that? I mean, like, you know, we're doing these adaptations here. I mean, but you know what? I'm creative.
Yeah. God forbid, these people basically show up. The reason these movies make the money they make is for fans to see the thing happen. Let's not do the thing. What if we didn't
don't do the thing? That would be obvious, and that would be hacky.
Oh, my God. Well, listen, gang, that is Shazam. We did it. We did it. We got
Shazam! No one's favorite superhero.
It's probably true. I'm sure somebody, listen, if you're in the chat or the comments, let us know. Is Shazam your favorite hero? Would you have liked it better if John Cena had played him in this movie?
Oh, God.
How would you let us know? Let us know in the comments. All right, here's what I want to know in the comments. What would you, Captain Marvel and Captain Thunder are apparently off the table. What would you name them? What would you name him? And not Shazam, because we've talked about the problems with him being called Shazam. Who would you have if he's coming to the DCU? That's how we're going to phrase this. If he's coming to James Gunn's DCU, who would you cast as adult Shazam?
Yeah.
I have other things on my wish list for the DCU, and we've got lanterns. I've already got one of them.
Yeah.
Pick the Batman. I saw another thing on the James Gunn responding to a thing of like James Gunn got a lot of people asking for this. What white eyes for Batman? It's like, God, fucking let it go, everybody. Let it go.
It's never gonna happen.
Not only is it gonna ever happen, but it's so funny to me that it's like what I like about Batman is he's just a guy, and he's grounded. But I also need him to have big white cartoon eyes. Like I need him to have big white cartoon eyes so he looks like an animated character. In fact, just animate the whole thing. In fact, just make an animated movie. Just make him. Anyway, Sal, before we go, tell the kids. I can see you, Matt Sherlock. I'm going to have Sal do his plugs first, and then we're going to read your super chat. Sal, where can the kids find what you're working on?
You can find me on youtube.com/comicpop or our podcast channel, Comic Pop Returns, where actually we just recently did an episode with DJ and Hassan Kadir. We talked about the Superman movie from James Gunn and how could it possibly help to topple the MCU and put DCU on top. If you want to know what our thoughts are on that, check out that episode. And if you want more, subscribe.
Check it out. There might be a link somewhere where you can find it to figure that out. Thank you for checking this out. Thank you for everybody in the super chat. Thank you for the patrons who support the show. Couldn't do the show without you. This is on my personal channel. If you want to check out my podcast network, you can do that over at onlystupidanswers.com. Coming out later this month, I got a new trash talk. I was able to sit down with Jordan Bloom, who is the co-creator of the Minor Threats comic universe. We had a great talk. That will be coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. We're getting close to the holidays, everybody, so stay safe. Have a happy holidays. Be nice to your loved ones and to each other and to yourselves. And to everybody that supported Graveyard Shift, thank you for showing up for that. If you missed the campaign and you still like to pick up the book, you can go to graveyardshiftcomic.com and go to the pre-order store. There's a little pre-order store link. Click on that and you can pre-order the comic. There's a pretty tight turnaround for that one. So get on that quick and we'll see you all. Oh, wait. I promised
yes.
you. I almost forgot, but I promised. Matt Sherlock 9636 says, JSA casting pitch. Ernie Hudson is Wildcat. Mr. T is Golden Age Mr. Brian Blessed is Thanagarian, Flash Gordon reference. And Chris Pine is Adam Strange. Why does Adam Strange get to be the only young guy in there?
Right?
Why is he only like
you know Ernie Hudson's almost 90.
Is Ernie? God, he looks good, man. Ernie Hudson looks good for his age.
Is it almost 90? Let me look.
I think that's a little because that would mean Bill Murray's almost 90.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. He's almost 80. He's almost 80.
Still looking pretty good.
Oh no, Ernie Hudson looks amazing.
Ernie Hudson looking pretty good.
He takes care of himself. But yeah, Chris Pine needs to be back in the DCU as somebody. I don't know who.
Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt.
Pine is
Chris Pine. Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt, stay away.
Sorry, wrong Chris P. Chris Pine. You're welcome anytime. We'll see y'all next time. Bye, everybody.